I'm grateful to all of you. You have 1,001 things you could have done with your time today. All right. But you chose to come here. So, Joy, thank you very much. Oladipo Taiwo, thank you very much. Pepu Welemaye Johnson, thank you. Is, by the way, my friend and also a business partner. And of course, to the convener, what you're doing, by the way, I feel very blessed. Even though we are just 5 on this call, it's a privilege. I don't know, but you probably will know I'm a Christian. Where 2 or 3 are gathered. That's all. And we're more than 2. We're more than 3. We're 5. So I'm grateful, and I feel very privileged to be here. Well, you've read my profile, or I believe we've all read it. And I know while we talked about this, while Oga Muse, which by the way, my Oga, maybe I should talk about how we met, and I should talk about that actually. We met as undergraduates at the University of Benin. The University of Benin, for those who would know, has 2 campuses. The big campus at Ugbowo, and the smaller campus at Ekenwa, which had mass comm and the arts, some of mass comm, fine arts, and some postgraduate program. So Oga Muse, who is our bishop, we call him the Bishop of Ekenwa. He was in the other campus, and I think we met while we were doing our clearance, and we were in the same fellowship, Christian Union NIFES, then, as it then was known. One thing led to one thing, but he has always been a man of, until today, he's a man of character. He's a disciplined man, and he's a very forthright brother. And I remember very clearly that I ran for an election as Student Union PR of the University of Benin, and it was a very, very keenly contested election. One thing I can tell you is this: if Oga Muse trusts you, it goes all out for you. And he went all out, and by God's grace, the rest is history. The election was won. We did what we can. We have a legacy of service. We have a legacy of incorruptibility, which, again, it will be the platform. And I think that is the essence of this conversation. We are, yes, I left Nigeria. I reside mostly in Canada lately, but I still have a business running in Nigeria. And sometimes people think, can we get things done? Can we make significant success without compromising our values? Can we, it's just manifestly like everywhere, everyone is corrupt, everywhere is, can we get things done without sacrificing our values? All right. I would want this to be interactive. So I would please call on us at interval. So what do we think? Can we get things done? We know the stats of corruption. We know when you have to drive within wherever. I think most of us will be in Lagos, but wherever it is we know what it is to take a drive. We know what it is. So I would call on Oladipo Taiwo. What do you think? If you can unmute and just chime in. What do you think? Is it possible to do business or to do business in an ethical way? Taiwo, are you there? Okay. While we wait for Taiwo, Edo's Princess, the Joy Giver, do you want to chime in? Okay. Hello?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. This is
Oladipo. Please go ahead. Yeah, you have the floor. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. It's possible, sir.
It's possible. Okay. Do you own a business yourself?
No, sir.
Okay. Have you thought of owning one or starting a business?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so indulge me. What business do you want to start?
A press business, sir.
Oh, I missed that. Please take it again.
I said a printing press business, sir.
A printing press business. That is beautiful. It's kind of part of what we do at Mobile Uniform, because we also we do beyond uniforms. That's interesting. So, if you don't mind me asking, have you had a chance to maybe be around? Have you worked at one before? What do you just tell me what you know about a printing press?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. In a printing press, they deals with printing materials on papers, clothes, and usable tools at homes too, like cups and mugs and other things like that.
Okay, that is awesome. But now let's get to the foundation of it. Okay, the real thing. You are not starting a business, before we go into the ethical part of it. Starting a business is not so much of the real idea behind business is just to solve a problem that people are willing to pay for. Okay? To solve a problem that people are willing to pay for. And the truth is that, and I need you to go home with this, the business you would ever do, what you're actually doing in business is trust. That is the biggest thing you are selling. Before people buy your product, they first buy into you. They trust you. So, why do people keep talking about Mercedes when they want to buy cars? People, there's a trust, there's a reputation that German cars are built. And that is why yes, it's a car you want to buy, but you bought that trust before you put your money, and then you went to a dealership or you went to a car shop to buy the car. What am I saying in essence? The first thing people will buy into is not your product or your service. The first thing is trust. Can they trust you? And as a Christian, I'm a Christian, and I would respect if some other people are not, but you have a responsibility. For instance, and many people talk about this, they think businesses need to be a business owner, you need some exceptional talent, no. And I'm not chiding anybody that came in late, but there are some things that are just common denominators for successful people. One of it is actually showing up on time. If you don't need exceptional talent to do that, you do not. And let's be frank with ourselves, because this is being recorded, and that's why let me veer a bit into this. People actually think that you need exceptional talent to succeed. No. Sometimes being talented could be the bane of your success. Simple things like gratitude. You probably heard me say thank you a lot for those who joined very early. Gratitude. Showing up on time. These things do not come like your appearance. You don't need any exceptional talent to make sure that you show up, even if you're wearing a t-shirt or you're wearing a shirt, it's well ironed when you're meeting a client. Because again, it goes back to it. People will buy into you before they buy any product or service you're offering. And when I say your appearance or how you speak with people on phone or how you show up, these are things that are totally 100% you can control them. Okay, let's get back to it. I will tell you a story of how Mobile Uniform started. It started from a place of care. And that is something I want to speak to us about. You have to care about people. If you care about people, you probably will see a problem. And if you see a problem, you can work on solving it. And if you solve that problem, people will pay you for it. Let me take that again. To start a business, you have to care. There has to be a pain point. So I'm going to tell you what I just said. I'm going to relate it to how mobile uniforms started. Mobile uniforms was actually my mom's idea because she saw firsthand. We own the school, which it's been, of course, my parents are retired now mostly, so they sold the school down the line. But while they owned the school, it was very difficult working with vendors, especially those ones that worked on the uniforms. They would say, people would tell you, oh, we'll bring this thing in 1 month, and in 6 months, you are still chasing them for what they were paid for. So, my mom challenged me to like, Bayo, you know what? Let's get this thing done. Let's do this business differently. Let's work on this. Let's solve this problem. And the rest, this was in 2013. The rest today is history. So, how did we go to the market? First, we got a product. I won't get into the details, but yes, we did set up an outfit, and we decided that day that we would do business the right way. That if we tell people that if we tell a school owner that your uniform will be ready in 8 weeks, the only thing that can happen is that we'll call them in 6 weeks that their uniform is ready. And again, I'm going to tell you a story. So, after we set up, of course, we had our first client and the second and the third. And there was this, she was a friend of my sister, and she worked in, who knows Corona schools here? You can jump off mute and tell me yes. Elizabeth, do you know Corona schools? Oh, that is true. CCED, yes. Yeah, the college is part of, yes, the college is actually a school that belongs to Corona too, yes. Who else knows Corona school here? But well, let me, it's...
Yes, I do.
Beautiful.
I do.
Beautiful. All right. For those of you who may not know, but Corona School is about Nigeria's most prestigious educational brand, most respected educational brand. People like the former Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, like so many people went to that school. And in 2017, that's the Father's Day 2017, one of their schools, that's the Corona School around Abijo, if you know Lekki, the Lekki axis, they were going to do their Father's Day, and the vendor again are disappointed. And I did mention my sister's friend. She worked there, and she used to tell them about mobile uniforms and the level of service we provided. So they were in a fix. They had 72 hours to deliver on the product, to deliver Father's Day shirt to both fathers and the kids. So they called. At that point, they needed someone who could do something extraordinary. Yes, ideally, we would need 2 weeks to get that done, but that was not an opportunity we were going to pass on. To cut a long story short, we accepted to do the work, and we delivered the work. The day and time we promised to deliver. We delivered over 100 shirts in less than 72 hours. And for Corona schools, they have different campuses. There's Corona School at Lekki, at Victoria Island, at Ikoyi, at Bagada, and at Apapa. For that year, 2017, the shirt we made for Corona School Lekki for Father's Day stood out. And Corona schools, the college which our convener is an alumnus of, the college and all the schools in Apapa, Lekki, all of them, they're controlled by a body called the Corona Schools Trust Council. So, someone in the Trust Council saw the shirts Corona School Lekki Father's Day. Well, they were now reached out to them to say, who made this shirt? And they reached out to us from the Trust Council, and the rest is history. As of today, since 2017, as we speak, we still did a delivery for them last week. And after that delivery, the delivery was to make uniforms for all their staff across all their locations. We've had that account running since 2017 till today. That is the power of trust. That is the power of keeping to your word. For is Oladepo Taiwo, who mentioned is going into printing. That's another low trust industry. So if you're thinking of how can I start? Look for a business. And again, just so you know, there's still a lot of opportunities in the uniforms or tailoring sector, because when you hear about the Nigerian tailor, nobody trusts them. So for you, Elizabeth, for you, Ayodeji, for you, Oladepo Taiwo, if you're trying to get into any business, one of your cue is paying. Where is that industry where people pay and they don't get the right service, or they don't get the right goods at the time the vendor promised they will deliver? That is your cue. If you're looking at, how can I start? Look for a pain point that people are willing to pay for. And trust me, people will pay you premium if you do right by them. People will tell others about you if you do right by them. By the way, I lead business development, and I still do that for mobile uniforms. Some of these people know for a fact that I am no longer in Nigeria. Yet, they still choose to do business with us because it has gone beyond me. They just know that if Mobile Uniform gives the award, they will deliver. I have with me today, let me recognize the presence of two of my friends and now partners. I have Ayodeji Eson and Pepu Johnson. By the way, still talking about business. You will need people down the line as you grow. You may start as one person, but you need the right people in your life. Today, Mobile Uniforms again enjoys the confidence and patronage of some of the biggest schools in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. And it was just one person who is on this call, by the way, Pepu Johnson. We also both went to the University of Benin, and we surprisingly, and as God will, we also went to the University of Lagos, the same program. While we were doing our masters, that was when the uniforms business started and all of that. And I remember Pepu was to go home to Yenagoa, and he just took a sample with him. Again, he knew that we had built trust. We've been friends. He took a sample with him to Yenagoa. And one school that were about to start, they saw that. They couldn't believe the quality and the price. They reached out, and we did Ruby Benjamin, if I'm correct, Ruby Benjamin Memorial School, if I'm correct. That was the first thing we did in Yenagoa. And from there, from the level of service we provided them, today we have Ansal, today we have Best Breed. I'm sorry I will not be calling exact figures, but despite the fact that I have left Nigeria about 4 years ago, we still get paid in millions to get jobs done. And there are people who would walk up to those schools, but they will not even look at them twice because we've built a reputation of trust. They're not even willing to look at someone else. That is trust again. I'm doing right by people. It will take you far. You may get away. If you want to go far, if you want to go fast, do right by people. Be true to your word. These are things that you don't need extraordinary talent to do. There are things that are I call them low hanging fruit, but with very, very high returns. Care about people. build trust, solve their problem, and you would never be out of demand. Wherever it is you are, people will find you. And I don't know, do we have any business owner, or you're doing any business? Perhaps I'm going to actually have Ayodeji. I don't know if Ayodeji is on hand. I know he runs a business. I might be able to chime in on this, but let's do right by people. Let people buy your action. Again, it's not what talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Buy your action. And then one thing I don't know, again, can anybody jump off mute? If you already run a business, do you want to just jump off mute and just tell us about what you do? Hello, is anyone there? Actually, I want anybody, just to be sure that we are coming along together. Please let anyone go off mute and just say hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
All right. Thank you. Oh, okay. I like that.
Deji.
Sule Laisi Samuel, are you still with us? Tari Clem, Temi Dixie.
Greetings.
Oga Moses, I greet you.
Greetings, sir.
Oh, okay, I see you. Can you tell us a bit about what you do, Oga Moses?
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry I joined late. I just got the link through my friend Pepe Johnson. Actually, I'm a property manager. I'm into real estate, which my company manages properties.
Beautiful. And where are you based out of?
I'm in Yenagua.
You're in Yenagua.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming along.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. So, well, again, I'm just thank you so much. Let's get back to it. By the way, Oga Moses, I'm also in real estate here. I live in Canada, but still work in Nigeria. But I'm in real estate, and it's also a business that is based on trust.
Wow.
When people
Yes,
trust you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
There are some factors that play very well in businesses. Product may be nice. Well, sometimes the product may be sellable, but the person who sells the product must be trusted.
Wow.
Everybody wants the product. Once your product solves a problem, and nobody would like to buy a product, though its objective is to solve someone's problem. But who sells the product must be trusted.
Yeah.
So when someone is not trusted, the product may not sell.
Yeah. It's like you listened. It's like you joined us beforehand. Actually, that was the exact. For anybody who joined initially, that was the first thing I spoke to.
Okay, that's nice. Though I'm a copywriter as well, so we do more of writing sales offer. So we know before you can able to sell a product or a services to someone to buy your services, to go into your services, to engage you, you must be trusted.
Yeah.
You must be trusted.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Actually, that was the foundation of this conversation.
Okay, sir.
What any business owner is actually selling is not for mobile uniforms. I tell our staff, we're not selling uniforms. No, that's not what we're doing. We're selling trust. We're selling an assurance that when we say we'll do something at a certain time, that is exactly what we'll do at that time. If anything, it will be before it. And when I say that, actually, let me just take us this way. There's no human endeavor. We have failed customers before. I'm going to be very vulnerable and honest. We have. But even at that point, but this is the difference. There's no time that a school reached out to us and say, school will resume in September. And they reached out to us in the last week of August, said deliver 1,000 uniforms, not t-shirts that you just print, uniforms that you have to sew. You have to deliver 1,000 uniforms in 1 week. This is the difference between us and most other people. Most people, because they want the money so badly or whatever, they say, that 1 week I will deliver in 3 days. And then they take the job. The day they took the job, they knew that they would spend 3 months on it at the minimum. For us, this is how we approach things like that. Thank you so much for considering us. For us to be able to deliver at the service level we are known for, we would ideally need 8 weeks to finish this job, but we can do it in 6 weeks. Will that work for you? That, my friend, that Taiwo, that Joy, that Sule, that Indatu, that Tari, that Temi, that is the ethical way to do business. It is making tough choices. You could collect their money, and by the way, there's another account we have in Abuja. She reached out for us to deliver something that I knew was impossible, and I respectfully declined it. The next year, because she knew our timeline and I was very intentional about that, the next year she reached out very early. Until today, we work for her. What do you think happened to the person she paid and told her they would deliver when they knew they couldn't deliver? They lost the job. So, integrity may mean you lose in the moment, but it pays off in the long run. And business is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And if you do your business well once, that one business you did well once will pay you for a lifetime. It only took one opportunity at Corona School Lekki to do their Father's Day t-shirt. That one opportunity that was handled well is today repeat business for now over 5 years. Sorry, my math is bad. 2017, actually over 6 years. One opportunity. And yes, in business too, even sometimes when you know that everything will go well, I'm going to tell you a story of a school in Bayelsa that gave us a job to do, which was tight, but we knew we could do it, and we actually did it. So we had to fly those shirts from Lagos to Port Harcourt, and they will pick up in Port Harcourt. But to cut the long story short, we did the job and we took it to the airport. But due to many reasons, it did not leave the day it should leave. Well, to God be the glory, they got the shirt on the day they needed to do the event. But it was not because we did not produce the shirt. It was because just some people did not do their job where they should do it. And I would also give you an example of a time where we actually did the job but it did not meet the customer's expectation. And this is a global fintech. They're into money transfer. Think of Western Union. Actually, I can mention their name actually. Lemonade Finance, now Lemfi. We also work for them. We do all their merch. When people join them, those t-shirts they wear for exhibition and everything, we make it up till tomorrow. And there was a time we did a job for them. Again, they brought the job we needed to deliver fast. And because of that, we actually delivered, but not the standard they know us for. And they were very, very upset. It was tough. But I can also tell you, why am I telling you this story, especially this one, is that even in when things don't go the way you want it in business, when you have disappointed the customer, having done everything you can possibly do, but things did not still add up, it is still an opportunity actually. It's an opportunity when there's disappointment, when there's a pain, it's still an opportunity for you to build value and build relationship. So when they reached out and they were not happy, they still used the product anyway. we offered them, this is very wild though, we offered them a full refund. A full refund. I'm talking of millions actually. And we offered them a full refund. We told them to keep the balance and that we'll refund the upfront payment they made. We didn't hear from them for, this was done, this is December last year. But do you know actually what happened? In January, they actually paid the balance. And that same day gave us another job. And I was amazed at the level of grace and consideration, but they were actually a very considerate brand and everything. But they did say that for what we were able to deliver in that short time frame, that they also reflected and they appreciated the fact that we could even deliver something because the time was short. So on the strength of that, and how we also responded when they shared their displeasure with us. On the strength of that, they paid our balance in full, and same day gave us another job. And as of last week, we still had to set them up on it. They still gave us something to do for an expo they went for in Abuja. Again, I'm saying all of this to tell you that don't be afraid to start small. And that's something I see most people who are trying to get into business. Don't be afraid to start small. And yeah, Moses made mention of something very important, your product, because that's another thing I see young people do around lately. They are so obsessed with packaging that they forget the product. It's like putting the cart before the horse. The first thing, packaging is great. I'm not discounting the impact of packaging. But before you think of packaging, think of the product. Think of the product as your cake and packaging as icing. Cake can survive without icing, but nobody can bring icing without cake. The horse comes before the cart. So don't, by the way, don't start by saying, oh, I've not made a business card. Those are excuses. I have not made a business card. I have not registered my company. No. First, start telling people what you do. And for my friend who wants to start a printing press, I will recommend very strongly that you want to go and spend time there and see how it works. Most business will work, but not every business will work for you. Most businesses are profitable, but not every business will be profitable for you. You will increase your likelihood of success if you spend time learning about the industry you are in. All right, I'm going to pause a bit. Questions, comments, anybody?
Can I say something, Tabayo?
Yes, please.
Hello, can I come in? Yeah, you can. Hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bayo, and our host, Sir Omo. Pardon me if I can't pronounce the full name. I really appreciate. It's hello. Okay, quickly, I just want to Omoje. Okay, I think I should leave it at Omoje. Sir Omoje. All right, thank you for hosting us and for hosting my friend Bayo Agumbiade. I just want to add something to it, to our discussion tonight. I think that should be the power of cooperation. Okay, the power of cooperation. I do understand from the build up, as in from the foundation that Mr. Bayo actually laid, which is on trust. We do have a lot of trust issues in business. So we in our climb, okay, we usually we usually look at do it our own. I can do it on my own individualism kind of a thing. But for me, I would favor cooperation, okay? While we go into business, maybe from the onset, okay, from the onset, you could do it on your own. But with time, I want to believe we need others. We need people of like mind to do business with so we can grow faster. I once did a little a Facebook post on a bird with two wings. We all do know that birds actually have two wings. But I use that to represent the value of cooperation in business. While you do business, it is important that you get someone that could drive the business fast. Okay, let me use a scenario. Like, okay, not actually a scenario, but let me say, for those, if you want a business to grow, business should go beyond you. Like as Mr. Bayo actually said, business should go beyond you. If your business is just all about you, if you're not there, then there is no business. Then that's not business. Business should go, if you want to go actually far, business should go beyond you. Bayo gave an instance of how he has built mobile uniforms, okay, for instance, over the years. And even with the large clientele that mobile uniform has, and most of them know for fact that he is not within the country, but they still give him job. That's because the business has grown beyond him. That is the power of cooperation. He has one or two persons on ground. Okay, that equal pedestal, as in people who believe in this trust issue, integrity in business. That's key. So what I'm actually trying to say for short is that while we compete, okay, I want to be better than him. I want to be better than my competitor or the next businessman in my industry. While we do that within Africa, within our climate here, I want to believe that those overseas, those abroad, those businesses that we rally around, the WhatsApp, the Facebook, and all the other very, very big brands, they succeed. They succeed in no distant time because of the fact that they cooperate rather than compete. So that's just my submission, my brief submission, though. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think, that cannot be overemphasized. By the way, the success we've achieved, is because of people like him. By the way, he combines all our businesses he takes care of all our business in the South, and that's Pepper Johnson. Bishop, I think you were going to say something, please.
I wanted you, please. You have done a lot of justice. I wanted you to also note that most of these people here, my mentees are mostly students. Most of my students that taught here in secondary school. My particular plan is that, like, they were the one that convoked this meeting, not me. I don't give stuff. They do. So I will have to listen and tell them what is the next level. They will tell you this is what they want. So for this meeting, they say they want to understand business. So please, can you interact with them to know what they can do as students so that considering economics?
Please, your voice is not audible. You can't hear you well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah, it's better.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. It's better.
Hello?
It's better over here.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. Hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you now, sir. Go ahead, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Hello?
Please go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, I said, so they say they want to understand how they can do business as students. I know you've given us some basic things, which, in fact, today is the first time I'm doing some things. Sincerely, my thoughts have changed. You mentioned a lot of things that we joke with. Business, what I put on my notes here as I'm writing is that the things we need to build business to solve problems are not as highly demanded as we think. Because you talk about trust, you talk about punctuality, you talk about integrity, you talk about principles, and the spirit that in that business. So please can they so that they also can know what to do after now, how they can start one or two things as students in school also, so that they can cater for themselves also wherever they are, because some of them are in campus, some of them are on different campuses also. That's one thing I want to just chip in, please.
Oh, all right. Thank you very kindly, sir. So, just to be sure, don't mind me. I like to put things back a bit. If I understand you, you want to go like we go to specifics, like what can I do, right? Hello. Okay. Hello.
Yes, yes, Mr. Bayo. Yes, Mr. Bayo. I think that's what Sir Omoje meant.
Okay. That
Yes,
works.
as students, so that they can get a base as students, so that they will know,
Okay.
okay, what can I do, how add value, what can I do to make extra income as students, so that they
Okay.
can start planning as much as possible.
Yeah. Again, I mobile uniform started while I was a postgraduate student. By the way, there are a number of things you can do. One of the things I will speak to again is that our world has changed significantly. So, all right. One of the things I think we should be doing, especially even if you're, is to have a skill that people are willing to pay for and tell people you have that skill. Video editing, for instance, you can learn video editing on YouTube. Actually, YouTube is a more powerful university than most of our universities. I studied international relations. I have barely used it. So, again, have a skill that people are willing to pay for. That's something you can do on the minimum, at the minimum rather, and market it. Okay. Then don't see, one thing I will encourage us to do is not to just see our immediate environment as the opportunity we have. The world is global. I am in Calgary, Canada as we speak, and I know you've had a lot of other speakers from different parts of the world. But we can communicate in real time. So, for instance, if you pick up video editing or graphics design, imagine some of the things. Let's say if we have any graphics designer here, one of the things you can do is to go to small business owners or small or medium-sized business owners. They don't have the time to do graphics and all of that. One of the things you can do is to offer to do that for them. Imagine if you have, which is very possible, and maybe if all I do is even to expand your mind today, that's I think, again, I don't think everybody here will take action, and that is fine. I didn't come for everybody. If just one person takes action, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, I am fine. And that is why where we started and we're only 3 or 5, I care less. But this is what I want to say. Graphics design, for instance, if you have graphics design as a skill, and then don't obsess over perfection. Choose progress over perfection. No matter the level of your skill today, go and sell it. Go and honestly sell it. So let's go back to graphics design, which was the example I was using. If you can master that alone, go and meet 5 school owners, primary school, secondary school owners. or go and schools, for instance, they want to, Christmas is the next thing. You probably see everybody want to put out a Christmas post with their business on it, with their business name and logo on it. Imagine you meet 10 schools and you offer them a package for 50,000 naira each, that you give them graphics. Maybe every Monday there will be a Monday motivation, and every other holiday like Christmas, Independence, that you would do graphics for them, but that they just need to sign on once for 50,000 naira. Imagine if you did that for 20 schools. Multiply 50 by 20. That is 1 million naira. And I'm not telling you again, I'm not telling you theory, I'm telling you practical. And if you can listen to me, you probably know that this is doable. And it does not, graphic design is not, as a matter of fact, if anybody here wants to go that route, let me know. I have a tool. Again, I'm not giving you money, but I'm giving you access to something I paid for, which you can use right away, because I own a business, by the way. We don't have an in-house graphics person. So I used to, and sometimes I still pay up to 5,000 naira for people to make the kind of post you probably, if you saw the advert for this event, the kind of design that was made, I used to pay 5,000, 6,000, sometimes 10,000 for that. But now I kind of figured it out, and I can do it now myself, and I do decently well with it a bit. But with the skill level I have, it's just that I have something that is paying me more. That's why I would not venture into turning that idea of mine into something I want to pursue. But if you don't have up to 500,000 in your account today, if you don't have up to 10,000 naira in your account today, please go learn a skill. And I'm just giving an example in graphics design. And then one thing you also want to look at, if you're on campus, what are your colleagues using? They probably will use earphones at some point. Their charger will be missing at some point. They will need shirts. Okay. How about you go to Lagos Island? They will need boxers. They will need underwears. How about you go to Lagos Island? I don't know how much it is for transport. Like one of the business I almost did, and for some of you, you have uncles who are wealthy. They will not just dip their hand in their pocket and give you money. No. There has to be value. And that's something you also want to, especially as young people, be obsessed about value. Be obsessed about giving people value. So let me go straight to another, because I think that's what the convener wants, like another business idea. You can buy fabrics in Lagos Island at 1,500 per yard. It's like Senator fabrics. I know about that because, of course, I deal a bit in that. You can buy Senator fabrics in Lagos Island for like, maybe with inflation and everything, maybe 2,000 naira per yard, and sell that same fabric for 4,000 naira per yard to that your uncle's friend that you just be smiling and you think you'll give him money. No, uncle, this your fabric is nice. And don't forget, the day you do one business, the day you make your first, I don't know the levels we are, but the day you make your first, the first 1,000 naira in profit, there's a way it will ginger you to do more. So again, graphics design is one thing. Then go to Lagos Island, go and buy boxers, go and buy underwears. Buy it cheap, sell it to your colleagues. Go to Computer Village. Don't forget too, there are a lot of people who are so busy that they don't even have. By the way, let me be very vulnerable with you. Mobile uniforms, we didn't start our own unit. We didn't start our own production unit until much more later. The first deal we did, I'm going to be honest with you, was because we knew someone who at that time had a facility. So they produced for us. We put our own markup. And I tell you for a fact, it was a decent profit. I'm saying it for the records, to let you know that sometimes what you have to do to start your business is to help existing business owners succeed. I know a lady, she met someone who makes ovens in Ilorin. she bought her own oven, and she has now turned it into a business. She's helping the man find customers, and she's putting her own markup on it. In a year, she makes hundreds of thousands from just helping someone who is busy making and he doesn't have time to sell and market. She's helping him succeed in his business, and she has something to go home with. So if you find any good product that you think people want and the person making it is too busy to talk about it, just buy it, put your own markup on it, which again is not, it's a fair reward. You also took a risk. You left everything you're doing to go to the market to buy in bulk. I don't know if that addresses, or if that's sufficient, if that these ideas have been helpful.
You can pick it for me. In fact, I will initiate other things. You've done justice to it very well. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Mr. Bayo. Mr. Bayo.
Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Moses.
I think I have an input. I want to share my understanding.
Yeah, I'm just going to let the convener take over at this point, Mr. Moses. I really would love to hear from you, but I would love the convener to take over at this point.
Please, those of you here from the Steamer family, if you have a question, you have people you can ask now. You know my kind of person. I will not answer you. What is not my field, I don't attempt it. So any question you have now, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay? Don't ask me a personal question. I will not reply to you. You have the opportunity now to ask. Please do that now as soon as Mr. Moses to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Ogene. Thank you, Bayo. It's been a privilege to be a part of this conversation. I just heard about the conversation like a few minutes ago, and I immediately joined in when I saw the speakers, because I know, of course, it's going to be a valuable session. So, and I've not been disappointed so far. Learn from Mr. Agunjade or Bayo, because my friend. So, I would like to ask questions and also make comments. I don't know if I'm allowed to make comments.
Please go ahead and make the comment. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I would just like to add to the conversation, because Bayo has spoken extensively about integrity, trust. I would like to chip in something which is about being known, being recognized for whatever you do. There's a saying that nobody knows a silent expert. If you are good at what you do and nobody knows that you are good at it, then you will not make money off it. You see people who produce less quality, who are mediocre, but they are loud, yet they are getting more results than you. So what my point is that we have social media as an ally in our present day. Social media is an ally that we all must put take full advantage of. There's also a saying that social media is the new CV. If somebody is recommending you for anything, most times that person, the first person the person checks is your social media. Okay, let me see what this person has done, what is this person saying about this particular expertise. And if the person comes to your social media and do and only find, every other thing apart from what you do, the person is likely not going to trust you enough to give you that job, especially for you who have not built trust. You don't have, the referral already. So there's a lot of competition out there. The competition is getting higher, so we must also stay ahead of the competition by making sure we are visible. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, these are all things that we can use to advantage. Even our WhatsApp, there are tools you can use to advantage. Talk about what you do. Even if you are just learning, talk about your process. If you, for instance, Bayo talked about learning graphics and video editing. If you want to start today, you can write it on social media that today I'm learning video editing. Tomorrow you say, and today I learned this particular thing about video editing, what it does, how it helps your video. You know, anybody that comes to your wall at that point and see your process, the person is likely to trust you without you even that has sold you even way before um, you even reach out to the person. And of course, that also attracts people to come to you that, okay, I trust this person, so they are likely to do business with you. So my input is let's use social media to advantage, create content, write content, and nobody knows how to do, if you don't know how to write content, there's no specialty about it, just write. If you write today, write tomorrow, write the day after tomorrow, the more you do it, the better you get at it. You can't compare. Many of us compare our today. For instance, probably you want to go into making uniforms now, and you are comparing yourself to Bayo, who started in business 6 or 7 years ago. That's a huge mistake already. So if you want to make comparison with
Oh wow, I don't know if we can still hear DG, but he said a lot there.
yourself and
Start
Bayo,
with
what you should do is make comparison between yourself and Bayo authenticity. Hello, am I talking?
yeah. All right. Our time is actually our time is fast spent, and actually I have an international trip ahead of me. But let me quickly restate what Deji said. It's very important. Start from where you are with what you have. And then tell people about what you do on your social media. Let people know you. I think, if I'm correct, Deji, that's about the crux of what you're trying to share with us, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, right.
Yeah. Mr. Moses, please, can you? Oh, okay. Let me allow the convener take it up.
Next 10 minutes, I would like us to wrap up because our speaker is about to go. But Mr. Bayo, we have a personal discussion after now. So, Mr. Moses, please, can you just use the next 4 minutes so that one of my mentees will give you the vote of thanks, and then we'll wrap up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I want to say in business, the visibility is very, very important, and everybody has something doing. Everybody is involved in one thing or the other, and the leverage, first leverage on the social media, it will help us to tell the world what we do. And it's very important that if nobody knows what you are doing, or the number of persons that subscribe to your product or that pay for your product are still the number of persons in next year will not grow. I want to share this experience. Sometime last year, a friend of mine, she met me that she wants to do something. She's working with federal government. So she told me that she wants to do something, that she's going into cleaning. She wants to establish a cleaning company. She's like, okay, we sat down, we drafted something, we formulated the name, I put out the structure, this is what you do, this is what you do. Without an office, she does not have an office. She didn't register the company at that time. She went to the social media, Facebook. She created a Facebook page. Go to Instagram, she has a page. So what she does is for her to get stuff, design, do some designs and flyers and paste on that page with comments. Look at what she does. She eventually went and studied her competitors. Sorry. So when she studied her competitors and she knew that she needs to go ahead of these people, guess what she does? She goes and registers the company on Google Map. That's what we call business, Google business. She registered the Google business. So when she gets to people and says, my friend, I have a company. So early part of this, I think it is Mr. Pepper that registered the company last 3 months. She registered the company last 3 months. She has a CSC. So what she does is that she has the company, Tamara Cleaning Company, cleaning stuff. is one of the leading cleaning companies in Bayelsa State. What she does, she went to the Google, registered the company, and anybody she sees, over check on my page, check on Google, you click Tamara Cleans Company, you give her a star, you like, you review her page. So through the reviews she has, to be surprised, I'm telling you, last 2 weeks, Mr. Johnson is my witness. She has a job with Shell. This is someone that doesn't have an office. So what I'm trying to say is that whatever you are doing, the feasibility is very, very key. You can't do anything and you hide from the crowd. It's the crowd that will identify you. And let us not forget that when we are making posts about our businesses or on our business page, it's not someone that likes our page. It's not somebody that comments on our write-up will recommend us. A lot of persons are reading our page. So what I'm trying to come in is that the visibility of a business is the key to business growth. For you to compete, another advantage we have is that if I'm your competitor, I'm been in the business, like Bayo has been in this business for a very long time. I'm going to his business. What Bayo does is that Bayo is in the social media, I'm in social media. If Dangote comes into that business, he also use business social media, the likes of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on. So we leverage our opportunity on social media and make our visibility known. So business visibility is a key for you to compete on this present and contemporary business environment. That's just what I wanted to share to us. I think it's a welcome development. I love this class. I think it's where I will belong. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. In fact, it's like we don't allow it to. Sincerely, I enjoy every bit of this conversation. Mr. Bayer, I want to say thank you very much. I'm not giving vote of thanks because the men around you, they really added value to this. And we found out that, when I put it on our page, I must said something. They say, they were like, that is a good one for the youth. That bio is what the youth need. And I am not shocked when she said that. Of course, she's in Canada. She told me to mention one time. And when she made that comment just this week, I was like, okay, but I know you were into business. But when I see everything, I know those around you. I thank you very much. I would like us to also keep in contact also by God's grace. Yes,
Yeah.
because you've said a whole lot of things. I just want to say something before we wrap up here. I have been a teacher for years and I'm still a teacher and I'm a proud one. And while teaching, one thing I do from time, I've taught from all the ranks from nursery, primary, junior secondary, senior secondary, I'm not in a tertiary institution by God's grace. I always advise students. So there was a time somebody needed, he works in Chevron, he needed a counselor. I didn't study counseling, I studied math, I studied education. So he told a friend, and the friend called me. He said, they need a counselor. I know you study counseling, but I know you are good at it. You know how much he paid? The money that woman paid for just 80 hours, she paid me 140,000. That's what she paid. And that is some salary of something. You know what they paid? And when I do like this for her, and she paid, we thank you. And we teach also. I didn't study counseling. When she told me, can you do counseling? Can you do it? I said, yes. I ran to somebody who has taught in CIC. Of course, CIC is one of the biggest schools in Lagos. The person was there and he told me what to do. So by the time they come for an interview, he gave me the job. And I got a job just for counseling, which I did and studied. So I would like us to connect us with time. If you guys don't mind, we can still connect maybe on WhatsApp also. We'll get our contact also. So in closing remark, I want one of them. Taiwo, are you there? Taiwo, are you there? Hello, Taiwo.
Yes, sir.
All right, Taiwo is the assistant family mentorship class. We have secretary, we have assistant secretary, we have the CIO. But they are not here, but he is the assistant secretary. He will be giving his remark and closing remark on behalf of the mentorship family. All these things are recorded. By the time we finish, we'll edit them and we'll forward them also to you guys. If you don't mind, also to me, but we'll forward them and put them in our YouTube page also. So Taiwo, over to you and wrap up the show.
All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Taiwo. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, sir. From the Sima family, we say a big thank you to you, sir. Thanks for enlightening us and thanks for sharing out of your knowledge with us, sir.
You're all welcome. You're all welcome. Again,
Your knowledge.
you're welcome. Thank you, Taiwo.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah,
And
you're
sir, please,
welcome.
sir, I have a little question, sir.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, sir. You talk about graphics design.
Yes.
So I'm also a graphic designer. I design for people. I design for some people, and then I get little
You
pay.
want to design
Although,
what you are seeing. Most of the fire.
hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead, Taiwo.
Yes, sir. So you talk about some maybe some software that we can use in designing and to earn us more money.
Well, it's not so much of the software now, it's more of you talking to people and trying to develop a product. So imagine just walk up to a school or any organization that you think will need your service. Okay, I will do your statutory holiday graphic design and give you Monday motivation design every like for the year for 50,000 naira. You as simple as that. If you do it again, many people will tell you no, by the way, just so you know, and it's something you have to get used to. But you only need like 10, 20, 30, 40 people to tell you yes. As big as the world is, I think they're out there.
Okay, sir.
Does that
Thank
answer
you
your
so much.
question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll probably pass my email address off to if you can, it's just info@bayoagumbiade.com. You can send me an email. I would do my best to reply to your questions or send resources your way if I can.
One of the thank you, really. Gratitude. That's why when you ask, you know that you are progressing. Everybody I bring on this platform, I told them the friends I see from school, I know them from, and I know they are standing right. That's why we align. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. So we draw the curtain from here. Next time we meet. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. And yeah, it's a goodbye from me. Again, if you have questions anytime, you can always reach Bishop, who is the convener. He has direct access to me, and then you can shoot me an email directly as well, whichever works for you.